Well, hello parents and welcome to our first virtual back to school night. My name is Mr. Zaidama and I'm going to be your students integrated math 2 honors teacher for this semester. And I'm going to try to make this brief for you and just go over some of the basic things that I would like you to see or to know as a parent. The first thing is if you want to get into the course in Canvas, the course that your students have access to, you can get them in right now to our honors curriculum. There's a couple things I want you to know how to navigate in that curriculum. The first thing is the syllabus. So when you first come into Canvas, you'll be on my home page, and it just gives you basic information, or gives them information about bell schedule, how to get help, something about me, procedures for the class, just basic information that help them to navigate things the first week or so. I'm pretty sure most students aren't having to look at much of this anymore, but on the home page, if I have critical announcements to give to your student, that will pop up immediately when they first come into the course each day. So just be aware of the home page. I said the first thing I'm going to actually cover is the syllabus. So if you click on syllabus, you should all already have seen this, because one of the responsibilities of your student was to have you read the syllabus and give me feedback, letting me know that you have seen it. The most important thing here does give you information about how to get a hold of me. You can write to me in my school email. I do not want students to get a hold of me that way. They are using the Canvas inbox, which is actually an email system built into Canvas. But this is your way to get a hold of me if you want me to conference with you or answer any particular questions that you have. All of this I expect you to already know. The important thing I wanted to explain to you as we move down here, something your student is either well aware of right now or will become well aware of it pretty quickly, and that is assessments and homework. The homework assignments that they get in this class are going to be different than what they may be used to, because a lot of students come to the honors program at Montclair High School and they've been taught very procedure-oriented math. They can crank out all kinds of equations and do the necessary steps to solve them or complete them. In this class, they're going to be asked to have a better understanding of math, meaning they'll be taught how to solve or to do different procedures, but then they're going to have to apply those procedures to word problems or other unique problems where it's not going to be so obvious. It's going to take some thinking for them to figure out how to actually solve these unique problems. So what I want to make sure you and your student know is it is critical that they do their homework assignments on time, that they come to class ready to be asking questions, and we have a very specific procedure for them to even ask questions in advance. So on the next day I can go over the questions that most students wanted me to cover. So they need to be engaging in the process, getting help when they need it, coming into office hours if they need tutoring, participating by talking and asking questions of me and possibly other students while we're in class. All of that dialogue, all of that work is going to pay off for them when they get to the assessments. But if a student is not doing their assignments, not doing the things that I'm requiring them to do to prepare for a test, they may have a very big surprise when they get to a test and find out it's not just spitting out the things we've done. It's checking for their actual understanding of the material. So if you could do anything as a parent, strongly encourage your student to make sure they are doing their assignments on time, and the things they don't understand, they are getting help on those. All right, next thing I want to cover with you is, let's go back up to the top here, is modules. When you go to modules, you're going to see the assignments that your student is getting, and they're going to be ordered by due date. So you can see August 18, August 20, August 24. You can see how our assignments are laid out. We are currently coming up into the beginning of September. So you can see we're going to be doing Lesson F and Lesson G this week. They're going to have a quiz tomorrow. Let me see. It'll be today for you. So Monday will be our first quiz, which you see up here. So all of the assignments, if you want to see what's coming up for your student, you can just go to modules, find the due dates, and you'll see what is coming up. There's one way to do it. The next thing is important, and I'm going to show you a test student so I don't reveal anybody else's grade. But if you click on the grades link, this is really important as a parent. When you go into grades, it's going to show you, you can arrange it however you want. This is arranged by due date. It shows you whether your student is turning their assignments in on time or turning them in at all. So if you can look at my sample student, you see this student has a serious problem, and that is all of these assignments have not been turned in. Now I know they're showing grades here, but I'm letting you know, you as a parent, you are looking for this missing icon here. If you see that, that tells you that an assignment has passed its due date and your student has not submitted it yet. So, great thing as a parent, follow up every week or every couple weeks, make sure they are getting their assignments done on time. So as you go through here, again, this student, now you can see we're into the material that's not due yet, so there's no missing here. If this student actually had turned something in on time, you wouldn't see the missing icon, you would see what their score was. The other thing is, take a look at their score, particularly for lessons, which is their homework assignment. Lower scores typically mean they are either lacking understanding of the material or more commonly, they're not completing it successfully. So I don't expect every student to get 10s every single assignment they have, but if you see overall you're seeing low scores here, it's telling you that your student is struggling with the material and probably need to come in for some office hours tutoring. And since I'm talking about that, I'll tell you as of right now while we're online, my office hours are Tuesday and Wednesday from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and all your student has to do is send me an email in the Canvas inbox, let me know they'd like to meet and get some help. We'll negotiate a time together. They can come in during a Zoom session and get some one-on-one tutoring. I'm happy to do that during those times. Alright, so if you scroll all the way down their grades, you're going to see what their percent breakdown is. You can see for this student, they've got 43% score of the total homework. That is a very, very low percent, so you want to be watching that for your student. We haven't had any tests yet, and the quizzes, this particular student hasn't taken any of them yet. So you can see 0 out of 7 points. So again, the main categories are homework, classwork, projects, quizzes, and tests. So you can follow along and see what their grade breakdown is and ask your student why is the grade the way it is if you're noticing it is lower than you would expect. Okay, let's see, last thing here. I covered grades, I covered modules, I covered syllabus. That's pretty much it. If you have any other questions of me, you can ask me. I think your student is already, for the most part, rolling along and is getting used to the routine. The first test is going to be coming up in probably a week and a half. I would tell you as a parent, strongly encourage your student. There's test review sheets that are already available to them. I would hope they're already working on them and getting a feel for the kind of questions they may be asked on the test so they can prepare for them. I could also let you know that on homework assignments, a lot of the word problems they will see many times will show up on tests. Maybe they'll have different values, but the stories will be the same. So doing their homework thoroughly will also get them prepared for upcoming tests. Alright, so that's about what I wanted to cover with you. When you look at my notice to you, it gives you basic information about class supplies, information about what the expectations are of the class, and the grade breakdown. Any other questions you have for me as their teacher, again, send that to my school email, and I'll be happy to respond to you. And probably, unless it's a simple question to answer, if it's something more complex, typically what I'll do is ask for a phone number, and we'll pick a time where we can dialogue on the phone. I am excited to have your student in my Integrated Math 2 Honors class and look forward to a fun semester with them. Thanks for coming, and I hope to talk to you soon.